Yeah, well, attack. Yes. What are you doing? Stop it right now. I'm the real Frederick. Did I trick you? My voice keeps getting higher and higher. Probably a bit too much for even Mario. Weakness. So, torn off face. See, and now I fucking knew it. I'm so good at figuring stuff out. You know, they don't call me Detective Dickhead for Detective. Oh, thank God, it's back on. That feels better. Thanks for that. Sorry, I forgot about it. Thanks for that. So you must have killed it then. The thing that took my face, along with all the others, I take it good. I needed to be careful what I paint from now on. Look, I owe you. Not just for the face either. Let me paint a duplicate of any piece of gear you want. Not guns or weapons, only clothes. Other gear. I can only do this once, so think about it. Are you the real Frederick? I am. Sorry, I am. I wish I could prove it to you, but I don't know how. About the curse painting. Be careful with it. It should be in the back against the far north wall of the leftmost studio. The far north? That isn't the one I was up and picked up. Well, the one I picked up should be at the back or in the back against the far north wall of the leftmost studio room. So what can I do for you? What happened to you? It was a calm, beautiful night. The kind of night that needed to be immortalized in painting. The sky, I couldn't identify it, but I captured it anyway. It changed me. Whatever I painted, whatever it was, almost everything I paint seems to come to life. So I painted myself. I painted the changes I underwent. As you can see, the paintings came to life. Stole my face and locked me here. A hug. Let me hug you. Yeah, sure, let's try it. I don't know if I've done it already, if I tried it already, but maybe it does work. No? Hug it out. As soon as you touch the ever-shifting creature, you understand how much this was a bad idea. 1 damage. You are not a coward. You still have... I mean, I've taken 1 damage all around, so I don't think this is... There's a bit of a... If you don't mind me mentioning this, there is a bit of a ludonarrative dissonance between what is going on in the game and what the story is telling me. You know, it's a bit of a high concept, you know, a bit of a niche thing to learn about, you know. But people like me, who are very well versed in the arts of video game, we can talk about this stuff without much effort, you see, because it just comes naturally to me to mention these, you know, incredibly complicated to grasp subjects. You know, it's just being such an incredible gamer that gives me this incredible power. So yeah, a bit of a big deal. A pair of snake-like limbs shoot out of Frederick's face and bite into your eyes. Countless other moths tear flesh off your back and limbs. You are flayed alive by hundreds of reluctant jaws. The last thing you hear is your killer's mortified sobs. Yeah, but you didn't... Okay, that's bull... Locked. Landlord's apartment. Good. I'll get to you. I'll go raw Mao, as I like to call it. I'm sure some of this stuff is gonna turn alive. Do you know about the Rolling Giant, by the way? No reason. Good video by Kane Pixels. You know, if you haven't watched, it's the same guy who's doing the Backrooms stuff. If I may have a little bit of a hot take, another little bit of a hot take. I feel like the Backrooms thing has kind of gotten too stretched. And by kind of, I mean definitely has gotten way too stretched. Like, it's gotten stretched way too thin. Not by Kane Pixels, but mind you, it's just by the insane fucking media exposure that it's gotten for whatever reason. And it kind of makes me terrified to think that some of my favorite horror franchises might suddenly get that kind of exposition to the public and become as grossly overused as they have. Like it happened with the SCP Foundation back in the day. Now it's kind of gotten back into relative obscurity, thankfully. Some kind of taxidermy. You're not going to mention the fact that it definitely wasn't here before, and it definitely wasn't the corridor last time I saw it. Fine. You know what? You can lie to yourself as much as you want, as long as it keeps your mind out of the gutter. Not the gutter, the hole. A bizarre door made out of sewn together pieces of skin and leather. There's a hole in the door. Could something fit inside? No. Get your mind out of the gutter. And now I know I'm using that word right. And by you, I guess me, I know you're thinking about it. I know it passed through your head like a fucking bullet the moment it said a hole. Because it's what I did. And you know, we're all fucking made out of the same stuff, you know. At the end of the day, are we not just stardust and magic? She keeps glancing around as if looking for someone or something. I'm looking for my mom. Have you seen her? Yeah. I'm not gonna leave that kid out, even if she's clearly got a knife behind her back. I'm Sophie. I'm almost 8. My mom went out yesterday and isn't back yet. I need a place to hide. Well, where did she go? She went out to get food. We didn't have much of... Ugh, Christ, I can't barely do fucking squeaky voices. Let me try my best, though. She went to get food. We didn't have much at all when the craziness started, so we were in big trouble. I don't think I macerate her, though. She's real tough. She beat up my dad one time. He deserved it. She said to ask a neighbor for help if she takes so long. Boy, that didn't go well. What happened? There was a weird woman with a bunch of faces. Most of the faces wanted to help me, but one of them told me to run. But I couldn't trust them. They were no good. They wanted to beat me. My mom would have called them a piece of shit, I think. Well, that one other face was okay. She warned me. Maybe we can knock out the bad ones and make friends with the good one. Anyway, so you can help me out? You're ugly, but you're not monster ugly. Well, thank you. That's probably the nicest thing someone's told me in a while. You're just like a regular guy, I think. You're just getting tired. I get it. You're just tired. I get it. You can hide here, of course. Yes, thank you. Okay, well, new little twerp I have to go around. Do I want to bring you along, though? Like, you're a child? Like, you're a literal fucking minor? You're neurodivergent and a minor? God, I love how each individual... Do you see how each individual, each bit of the neck of the creature that has to lift up for me to let go or to be able to pass through? Not each one, I guess, but they all have, or most of them have, a bespoke animation to them. Like, there's at least 3 types of animations that you could have just not done. You could have just done it so that all of them needed to use this animation. But no, you have one that does that animation, but then this one does a slightly different animation. And then the third one does an even different animation. And it's the kind of shit you see a game do that makes it clear it's a work of love. To be a bit cliche, maybe, in my description of it. Whatever, I'm making probably very little sense. There's another one. There's another comparison, I guess, if I may try once more to explain why I like cosmic horror so much. It's an ant crawling through imagine an ant crawling through a motherboard of a PC, or some other kind of a piece of technology, and it's going through the motherboard and it's looking around and it doesn't know what the fuck it is for. It doesn't even imagine that it might have any purpose. It can't even begin to comprehend what a motherboard is for because it doesn't know that a motherboard exists. And then imagine that little ant for a minute turns into a human, and its mind comprehends all of a sudden all of the everything that involves the making of the motherboard and what the motherboard can do and what the bits that it is walking around actually do. It suddenly comprehends for a minute, for a second, and after the minute passes, it goes back to being an ant. But it remembers. Its mind cannot hold the information of what the motherboard is, but it remembers knowing that and remembers the realization of it and goes mad at the dissonance. Not mad necessarily, but it feels an extreme amount of horror at the unveiling of that information that it now can't remember the specifics of. It just remembers some horrible thing unveiled, from it. And I guess if you want it to be a bit more horrorful, you can substitute a motherboard with, I don't know, the whole colony of ants was being farmed for biomass, but that's not the crux of it, I feel like. That's just a nice little addendum if you can, weave it into whatever story you're making with cosmic horror. Of course, you've got to be good at describing everything around the cosmic horror, otherwise it's just telling someone, well, think of something so scary, you can't even imagine how scary it is, and that's not really scary. But if you have a brain like me, as fucked up as mine is, you might have gotten this from maybe thinking about infinity a bit too much, or thinking about fractals and how they never stop, or how thinking about absolute non-existence, like trying to get at the concept of complete non-existence, which is I feel like an impossibility. I used to do this a lot. A $2 coin, those even exist? Wait, are we in Canada? Oh no, that would make a lot of sense, because... Oh no. You can't be telling me we're in Quebec. Right? Anything but that, please, anything but Quebec. Oh no, that makes too much sense. I'm not going to think about it any further. Going back to the themes of things that are a bit too scary to think of. Man, I don't know. I would have come up with something interesting, I'm sure, if I wasn't tired as shit, but I am tired as shit, so I'm gonna go with Blast. No, actually, I'm not gonna fucking sell myself that short. I can come up with something at least chuckle-worthy. Man, I don't know. Okay, maybe I'm not. Okay, I'm just gonna call him Fuckmaster or Fuckmaster Supreme, but I'm pretty sure that doesn't fit. Oh, wait, I think something fits. Oh, wait, no, I think I fucked it up. God damn it, it doesn't fit. Fuckmeister, I wanted to call him, but man, I don't know. I'm not good at puns. Only when they're extremely obvious it is that I'm somewhat... Man, you know what? Not gonna come up with anything better. And if you're watching this, you probably know the reference. I mean, the reference. Again, it's not really a reference anymore. It's just a common term. But it does fit very nicely, doesn't it? Come on, Rush, there's only one more day until the Festival of the Crystals. We've got to head to the Cave of Trials and catch a boar. The Cave of Trials? Isn't that dangerous? Redacted? Okay, that's... Russian set off for the cave in search of a boar. Hold on, what, am I fucking brain dead? Rush and set off for the cave in search of a boar. Predictably, the cave is filled with all kinds of creatures that you have to fight in turn-based combat. Eventually, you find a boar. It is a tough boss fight. You're too slow, Rush. You're not fast enough to pull off a meteor strike yet. Stick to the basics. Damn, I'm never gonna be good enough. Rush and carry the boar home, but there's smoke on the horizon. The village, it's on fire. You race back to the village, dropping the boar. The town is ablaze, and bodies litter the streets. A tall man in a strange black costume with a giant sword grins devilishly as you approach. The Wind Crystal, where is it? Wind Crystal? What's that? Forget about it. Sorry, Italian-American lingo just came out. I don't know. I'm not neither Italian nor American, but forget it, Rush. We gotta get this guy. A boss battle begins. Ominous and kind of rocking boss music plays, but it doesn't last long. The strange man takes out Rush and Blast in a single hit each. It seems the Wind Crystal isn't there after all. It seems the Wind Crystal isn't here after all. Perhaps it was in Hircania all along. Farewell, child, and work on your meteor strike. Damn you. Rush, is that you? I can't see. I don't think I'm gonna make it. Don't let them have this. Closes his eyes for the last time, but not before Closes his eyes for the last time, but not before handing Rush a mysterious green crystal. No! It was just swearing after that. I added that of my own volition. You can't believe how much time has passed. You put the game down for now.